What is going on, everyone? It's your guy, Cole Jackson, back here on Road Graders, coming to you during Wildcard Week. It is time to get ready for the 2024 postseason, and we are going to be starting with reviewing some of the tape of the Browns games, projecting forward, talking about some of the big takeaways. We'll connect with some of the things throughout the season and really kind of set you up for Ravens Steelers. Still waiting, but at the time of this recording, I don't know what time the game is, but it's looking like it's probably going to be Saturday night. News should be out in a couple hours. So looking forward to it. If you guys are looking forward to this, if you're ready for another postseason run, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit subscribe if you're new here, especially if you want to catch all of the Ravens film analysis throughout this postseason run. Hit that subscribe button, drop a comment down below, and let me know what you guys think of the Ravens' chances going into this one. So we are going to be starting talking about something that came up in this Cleveland game that I think is really important, really pertinent, and that is the Baltimore Ravens' identity in the run game. Sounds like we might be without Zay Flowers. No information's out public at the time of this recording. I have heard he's looking at 2 to 3 weeks out with an LCL sprain. The run game is going to be critical, especially against the Steelers. So we can take a look at what happened against the Browns, starting Derrick Henry at the end of the first half, 6 carries for 8 yards. Why did it happen? And I think it paints a very important picture, something I've talked about quite a bit if you guys have followed this channel, and that's having an identity in the run game. What is that identity? And sticking to it. And I'm going to use the terms jab and hook a lot. And so when I say the Ravens jab in the run game, it's a boxing analogy to talk about kind of what your core identity is. So for me, downhill zone running, that should be the Ravens jab. That's what sets up other concepts. When the Ravens want to throw a hook, that's when they use sweep, toss, trap. Some of the big plays we've seen. We saw the Derrick Henry rip off those big plays on a toss play like 5, 6, 7 times this year. That can't be your identity in the run game. And so as we'll see, we'll take a look at 4 of Derrick Henry's 6 carries in the first half and kind of look at what happened, why they didn't stick to it. Then they come out in the second half and get back into the zone game, and that sets up some bigger plays. So that's what we're going to be diving into. Before we jump into it, like I said, lines aren't out yet. We don't know the final lines, but you can go over to BetUS and you can get in on the college football playoff lines, the semis set up, ready to go. You have Notre Dame as 2-point favorites. You have Ohio State as 6-point favorites, and you right now can get 150% sign-up bonus using promo code YouTube150 over at BetUS. Go over there, check them out. Great website, you super user-friendly, good payouts, really friendly staff, really love that product. So go over there, check out BetUS, use that promo code, get some more money in your pockets. Why wouldn't you? So let's dive into it. So we're going to start here. And so again, the first 4 plays we look at, these are all from the first half. Where Derrick Henry came away with 6 carries for 8 yards. The Ravens didn't use a lot of the zone read options in this game. I'm assuming because they didn't want Lamar taking too much contact, though they did use like 4 draw plays with him off the start. But we didn't see that. That would also kind of factor into this. We'll talk about that a little bit as we wrap up. So we're going to start here with a buck sweep. And so this is going to be the run that goes for -4. So you see Henry motion, he comes over, and then this is just your standard buck sweep where you're asking a lot of Mark Andrews here. So you can see the pre-snap alignment. Again, you're going to get Henry coming over, trying to get a little trickery, trying to get these linebackers flowing to the left side. And then as Henry comes back, plays pretty simple here. You got Mark Andrews. Let's look at a pre-snap here. Mark Andrews aligned. They got a 2 tight ends set. Mark Andrews split out. They do this all the time. Myles Garrett inside of him. So what needs to happen here is Mark Andrews is going to pin down on Myles Garrett. So there's your first problem. And just seal him to allow the pull. And you're going to get, based on the pre-snap alignment, you're going to get Rosengarten and Linderbaum uncovered. So they are going to be your pullers. Falele and Andrews are going to pin. So right there, you see Falele actually missed that. Anyway, so it completely that's a huge miss by Falele. So Falele is going to miss that. We needed Falele on the right side of the defensive lineman. We needed Mark Andrews to pin, and then that would get Rosengarten as your first puller, Linderbaum as your second puller, and the sweep would go obviously off Mark Andrews' butt. But Mark Andrews pinning Myles Garrett, that's just a tough ask. He's got to get across. He's got to get this head inside. He's not even in line. He's actually split out. That's a terrible thing to ask Mark Andrews to do. Goes for a loss of 4. But again, coming out, start of the game, using the buck sweep, I just don't think that should be your jab. You're trying to use your plays to set them up. I guess you could look at it and argue they're trying to catch them off guard. Sure. Doesn't work. As soon as you see Mark Andrews aligned having to do that to Myles Garrett, maybe let's think about opting out of that play. So didn't like that. And then we get into the second play here, and again we've seen one zone play so far. I think this is the third carry, and they're going to go with the power left. And you see that shift from the Browns D line. Ricard goes over. So we've broken down this play design 100 times. You're going to get Ricard as the kick out block on the edge player here, and then you're going to get Daniel Falele pulling off of Charlie Kolar's ass, and that is going to be your lead blocker. So just I find these power plays, they've used them a lot kind of through weeks 14 to 16, and the run game was struggling a little bit, and then they went to more of a zone dominant attack, especially against the Texans, and had a lot more success. I just think we're not pulling fast enough. Falele is not fast enough to pull to the left side. See right there, Linderbaum gets absolutely caved in. Falele actually runs into him, just creates a pile up. So, two struggles there. Now we're just going to use an ISO lead play, and it's a little bit inside zone right. And so what you're going to see, two things here. You're going to get the one tech to Tyler Linderbaum's right, so left on your screen. He's going to cross Tyler Linderbaum's face, so he's in the A gap. He's going to end up on the other side A gap, and watch Daniel Falele slow out of a stance right here. He's the last one up. He touches nobody, and the guy in his gap is going to end up making that play. So what ideally happens here, so again, the A-gap defender, 96, I believe it is, on the Browns, he's going to cross Linderbaum's face. So we want to see a double team squeezed here from Linderbaum and Falele. We want Linderbaum to attack that inside shoulder, and we want Daniel Falele to use that left hand of his, place it, and then climb into the second level. So we need him out of his stance quick, because as soon as right here, you can see the Browns defensive tackle crossing Tyler Linderbaum's face. As soon as he sees that, he needs to work to his right, which would be 59. And instead, he touches nobody on the play. 59 makes that tackle. So this is kind of twofold. Linderbaum can't get crossed like that. It's on him a little bit there, but he does recover and push his guy out of the way. The problem is Daniel Falele blocks absolutely no one. Goes for, I think he got back to the line of scrimmage. So again, we're not kind of using some of our base plays, and when we do, I call that ISO lead or inside zone, doesn't really matter. Bad execution. So just that's obviously part of it. And then we go back to the buck sweep here. You're going to see the same thing, different pullers based on the pre-snap alignment, and it goes for nothing. So that ends the first half. It was looking messy. Derrick Henry technically had a shot at making history. I think he needed like 240 yards. It wasn't going to happen, but I was expecting a big game from Derrick Henry, and it just wasn't going their way. So they come out in the second half, and the way they sequence plays, and that's the key to me. They're going to use their jab. Next two plays we look at, inside zone. So we're going to see inside zone left here. It's going to go off Andrew Voorhees' ass. See the motion there. Right off Voorhees, and there goes Derrick Henry for 25 yards. So this is just good, hard running, inside running. I love just the inside zone attack, getting downhill, combo block right here. Key, Andrew Voorhees, Tyler Linderbaum. They're going to squeeze that. Linderbaum's going to take it over. That's what we were just talking about on that last play. So we got a 2-eye technique here across from Andrew Voorhees, inside his crotch. So they're going to squeeze that double, and Andrew's going to climb to the second level. This is perfect. This is exactly what we want to see. Linderbaum takes care of business. There is a hem between Linderbaum and Voorhees. Voorhees, you can see right there, making a seam. Daniel Falele doing some great work on the backside. Credit Daniel Falele there. And he is going to set up that back cut from Derrick Henry. Now we get into another look. We got Strong to the right. We're going to bring Patrick Ricard back into the eye. We got Charlie Kolar out there, so we're in heavy. Mark Andrews is split out, so we're in 22 personnel. The Browns have answered with a heavy box. They got the safety up there, Grant Delpit. They got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I guess we go outside the tackle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-man box. 9 if you kind of count the guy split out from Mark Andrews. And we're just going to go inside zone left again. Look at Andrew Voorhees getting to that second level. God, you love to see it. Andrew Voorhees gets into the second level. Patrick Ricard kicks out. Derrick Henry goes for 5 yards. Looking good. Jab, right? Now we can use our hook. We're going to go back to the trap. This play absolutely killed the Texans. You're going to see a nice trap here. right there, create some of those seams, and Derrick Henry's going to go for a run for another 20 yards. So this is the type of sequencing I'm talking about. Using the zone as your jab, going in and then using the trap as your hook sets up a big play. That is the type of approach the Baltimore Ravens need to use in the postseason. Clear as day, hitting the table, moving my camera. My bad. But on this play, just your standard trap, you're going to get the right there. Nice release here by Roger Rosengarten. Look at this. So he's going to get a 4-tech across from him. He's going to end up actually swimming him. And then that allows Daniel Falele to actually kick out 2 guys. So really nice savvy move there. You're going to get Linderbaum and Voorhees with those trap blocks, and then you're going to get releases from the tackles and Ronnie Stanley and Roger Rosengarten. And right there, Linderbaum kicking someone out. Roger Rosengarten locates in the second level. So does Ronnie Stanley. And that gets Derrick Henry in space against DBs, which nothing is more terrifying than that man running at you. If you are a DB, you love to see it. Now we get back into using our jabs. So we're going to go outside zone left here. We've been going inside zone. Now we're just going to splice it out. Difference between inside and outside, or for those that haven't watched a ton of these. Inside zone, aim point, the outside of the guard's butt cheek. So right here we'd be kind of aiming at Andrew Voorhees' ass. Outside zone, we're kind of aiming at Charlie Kolar. So your tight end, or if there's no tight end on that side, it's kind of your ghost tight end. So right here, you're going to see that stretch. So this is what I mean. We're aiming outside. Nice blocks being set up here. Derrick Henry does what he does best, cuts that back. This is him at his best right here. So you're going to see guys getting out in space, moving bodies. This is what the Baltimore Ravens need to do. Right here, beautiful block from Andrew Voorhees. You can see that right hand up underneath the armpit. See him locate right there and push and just clear his guy out of the way. You got Daniel Falele doing some great work on the backside. Tyler Linderbaum as well. Watch Tyler Linderbaum on this play. This is Tyler Linderbaum at his best. So he's going to get into the second level, and you're going to see him turn back inward. So here he's going left right here. See right there? And push the guy actually backwards. So just athletic move there. So really good work. This is where this Ravens O-line is actually going to be able to dominate its opponents. This type of stuff. Then you get into another outside zone look. You're going to get motion right here from Rashad Bateman, and then you're going to get a split look from Isaiah Likely. See him coming back this way. What that's trying to do is grab the defender's eyes as we hand off for outside zone back to the left. So you're going to see the split block right there from Isaiah Likely, and that gets that second level flowing, and Derrick Henry just takes us outside. Really solid blocks here. Ronnie Stanley right there. See that turn on 57? Ronnie Stanley out there, right there. Clear that out. Andrew Voorhees doing the same thing. This is obviously aimed to get outside of the wide receiver, which is Tylan Wallace in here. So you can see right here, look at Andrew Voorhees turning in. Ronnie Stanley turning in. Trying to get Derrick Henry out here again against a DB. That's what the Baltimore Ravens need to do against this Pittsburgh Steelers team. Henry cuts it back inside. That goes for 15. Now we get in. Don't mind going power down here on the goal line. Phenomenal execution. So you're going to get Patrick Ricard motioning across. Ricard's going to kick out. You're going to get down blocks from the left side of your line. You're going to get Falele pulling. Thought Andrew Voorhees and Ronnie Stanley did a hell of a job on their down blocks. Watch them specifically. Look at that big wide set, that wide base from Ronnie Stanley. Love that. So you're going to get that right there. Falele with a nice block, sets up a one-on-one between Derrick Henry and a DB, takes it home, touchdown. Now this gets to probably my favorite play in this entire game, 48-yard touchdown to Derrick Henry. Andrew Voorhees, boy, did he make a case to be starting in the playoffs. You're going to see him right there. See him on 99? And Derrick Henry cuts right off his ass. And so this is what I'm talking about. Using this as your jab. This is the identity of this run game. Inside zone, outside zone. Let that set up, trap, and toss as your hook. Don't use that as your jab. Key takeaway here for you folks watching. But Andrew Voorhees and Ronnie Stanley on this left side doing some great work. See right there. Boom. Set up that cutback. Look how Derrick Henry sets this up. So as Ronnie and Voorhees are going to try and turn their players inwards. You see Tylan come down on Grant Delpit, get him out of the way. 29 is going to approach. And you see him play that outside leverage. Derrick Henry is pushing outside right here. So he's going to, again, push that outside lane. Look at right there. Sprinting towards the outside. That gets 29 working upwards. Andrew Voorhees fights through this block the entire time. as he presses, cut up in between the two of them. And that's why he had such a seam to take that corner and get into the end zone. That is great visioning, great block setup by Derrick Henry. That's great block maintenance, maintaining your block by Ronnie Stanley and Andrew Voorhees. But right here, pressing up, forcing 29 up by trying to force that outside run. And look at Andrew Voorhees doing that work right there and slip. Boom. Again, if he has to push it outside of Ronnie Stanley, he's not going to be able to get this angle. Was able to do that by setting up that block. Beautiful, beautiful work. This, to me, clear as day, multiple weeks in a row. This is the identity of the Baltimore Ravens run game. This is what they need to do this weekend against Baltimore. That offensive line needs to move bodies in the run game, and they need to do it using the zone run game, including zone options, which was not a factor in this game. It's going to be the playoffs. Every game is do or die. I think they need to use Lamar Jackson's legs a little bit more. They've been hesitant to do so. They don't want him taking contact. No issue with that. Completely get it's regular season. It's playoffs. By using that option game with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, you are going to toy with edge players, and that is nothing but good news for the Baltimore Ravens. If you guys enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, hit subscribe if you're new here, drop a comment down below. Let me know who's winning this weekend. It's going to be the Ravens. That's all I have for you guys. Thank you to BetUS for powering this video.